3 signs your stock has bottomed. Financial disclaimer. Sector features. Sectors are made up of the stocks in your portfolio. Sectors are basically groups of publicly traded firms and equities that operate in the same sector. Investors may be familiar with the oil and gas, technological, finance, and retail industries. Stocks often track the general stock market and their specific sector. Identifying which sectors your stocks belong to is a good first step toward identifying whether your stock is near the bottom or in a period of less severe falls. The credit market collapse of 2008, which crushed financial equities and even pushed banking legends out of business, is well known to most of us. For a long time, most financial equities were trading in the same direction. Investors looking for value in select financial equities were crushed, while the whole financial industry suffered a record fall. The key takeaway is to figure out what sector your stock belongs to and compare its performance to the market as a whole. Price and quantity. Other signs might give you some confidence that your stock is reaching a bottom after you identify its sector. Many traders believe that stock price and volume are the 2 most significant indicators of a stock's direction. Stocks tend to bottom when there are few sellers. It may seem incredibly easy, but consider this: when there are few sellers, there are more buyers, and purchasers are more ready to pay a greater price for the stock. This signals the formation of a price bottom. To some extent, volume gives legitimacy to stock prices and price direction. Stocks, like all other products in a free market, trade on supply and demand. Stock prices are influenced by much more factors than a gallon of milk. The higher the relative volume after a stock has completed falling, the less probable it is that the stock will fall further. So, if stock XYZ's average daily trading volume was 5 million shares per day as it fell 50%, but it has averaged over 15 million shares per day over the last 3 trading days and the stock price has increased, it is likely the stock has reached an inflection point and is no longer going down significantly. Remember that there are fewer sellers at lower prices since most individuals wanted to sell high. Stock prices will increase if only buyers remain. Technical trading systems can show you the best moments to buy and sell a stock based on trading patterns, but they can't tell you if a bottom has been reached. Keep an ear to the ground. The general public's impression of a stock is maybe an underrated indicator of when it is bottoming. Unfortunately, many typical investors believe what they hear on the news. Ironically, there is an entire school of investing whose primary objective is to defy popular thinking. Contrarian investors are properly named. Contrarians usually wager against the smart money. Going against the grain may be quite rewarding and can also help you determine whether your stock has bottomed. In tandem with the Great Recession that began in 2007, the oil and gas industry saw a substantial bear market. Oil prices plummeted by more than half, and oil and gas equities plummeted. The drop was dramatized in the business press, with commentators predicting the doom of oil and the usage of natural gas alternatives and solar energy. No one wanted anything to do with an oil stock. Those who went against the trend and bought blue-chip oil stocks made a tidy return. It's beneficial to consider both sides of a stock narrative. Many people feel that going against the grain pays off, especially at market peaks and troughs. As an investor, it's at least worthwhile to pay attention to what everyone is saying and wonder if they're all correct. Conclusion: investors want to know when price patterns are going to alter drastically in either way, whether they're approaching peaks or bottoms. The basic line is that no one knows for certain. Clues like a large volume spike on price fluctuations and paying attention to your company's sector will help you figure out whether your stock has reached a point where it will no longer decrease dramatically. Keep in mind that these are merely parts of the investing jigsaw. But if you can combine this skill set with your existing knowledge, you will most likely be a more successful investor.